Kings. The fall of Samaria. As we saw in the earlier videos, when King Solomon sinned against the Lord by worshipping other gods, the Lord God divided the kingdom into two. The 10 tribes of the northern kingdom were known as Israel, and the 2 tribes making the southern kingdom were known as Judah. He did this for the sake of his servant David and for the sake of Jerusalem, the city which he made for his own. Although many of the kings of Judah disobeyed God, there were some who loved the Lord and encouraged the people to obey him. However, the northern kingdom, Israel, was ruled by many kings who were evil men and did not follow God's ways. God warned Israel through many prophets that unless they turned back to him, he would allow them to be captured by other kings and they would become slaves. In previous videos, we saw when King Menahem of Israel was ruler of Samaria, Tiglath-Pileser, the emperor of Assyria, invaded Israel. King Menahem chose not to fight with Assyrians but gave them 34,000 kilograms of silver to gain his support in strengthening Menahem's power over the country. So Tiglath-Pileser went back to his own country. After the death of King Menahem, his son Pekahiah became king of Israel and he ruled in Samaria for 2 years. He was then murdered by Pekah, who plotted with 50 men from Gilead, assassinated Pekahiah in the palace fortress in Samaria and succeeded him as king. It was while Pekah was king that Tiglath-Pileser, the emperor of Assyria, invaded once more and captured the cities of Samaria and the territories of Gilead, Galilee and Naphtali and took the people to Assyria as prisoners. After that, King Pekah was killed by Hoshea, who then became king of Israel. Then new emperor of Assyria, Shalmaneser, made war against King Hoshea. King Hoshea of Israel surrendered to Shalmaneser and paid him tribute every year. But 1 year King Hoshea stopped paying the annual tribute to Assyria. When Shalmaneser learnt of this, he had Hoshea arrested and put him in prison. Then Shalmaneser invaded Israel and besieged Samaria. In the 3rd year of the siege, which was the 9th year of the reign of King Hoshea, the Assyrian emperor captured Samaria, took the Israelites to Assyria as prisoners. Samaria fell because the Israelites sinned against the Lord their God. They aroused the Lord's anger with all their deeds and disobeyed the Lord's command not to worship idols. So the people of Israel were taken into exile to Assyria, where they still live. The emperor of Assyria took people from the cities of Babylon, Cuth, Ivah, Hamath, and Sepharvaim and settled them in the cities of Samaria in place of the exiled Israelites. They took possession of these cities and lived there. The Lord had sent many of his messengers and prophets to warn Israel and Judah to abandon their evil ways and obey his commands. But they refused to obey his instructions. They did not keep the covenant he had made with their ancestors. They worshipped worthless idols and became worthless themselves. They broke all the laws of the Lord their God and made metal images to worship. They also made the image of Asherah, worshipped and served the Baal as their god. Even the people of Judah did not obey the laws of the Lord their God. They imitated the customs adopted by the people of Israel. The Lord was angry and rejected all the Israelites, punishing them and handing them over to cruel enemies until at last he had banished them from his sight, leaving only the kingdom of Judah.